when it's difficult, stubborn, and persistent, and you're trying over and over and over again just to overcome the problem. When you are stuck and the situation looks hopeless, it looks like it's failing, and you tried everything that you can do in your will, but it looks powerless and hopeless, and all effort have failed, and it appears like the situation is not going anywhere. You feel hopeless, you feel depressed, and you feel stuck in one position. So this is Vertical Stream 101, and I'm your host Leanta Muhammad. And so today what we've been talking about, we're going to talk about how to change when change isn't coming naturally. So let me ask you a question. Do you think that it's impossible to fix any problem, any situation? So come along today and let's talk about a man in the Bible that who overcome the odds, who overcome so many powers. So Genesis 32, 24 and 32, New International Version. And so Jacob was left alone, and he wrestled a man until daybreak. When the man saw that he could not overpower him, he touched the socket of his hip, so that his hip was wrenched as he was wrestling with the man. Then the man said, "Let me go, for it's daybreak." But Jacob replied, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." The man asked him, "What is your name?" "Jacob," he answered. Then the man said, "You will no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with the human and have overcome." You see, most time change comes naturally to us. We get very excited when new ideas come, new direction, or new strategies, or new stages in our life. For example, marriage, child, or parenthood, a new school, a new university, or a new job, or a new business. And so we learn and we mature from these experiences, and we grow and we grow. No matter how hard we try, we always look for new ideas or new invention how to solve the problems. And so these whole men are really aborted. And so today we're going to talk about a man who had a lot of troubles, but to overcome them. So he had problem when he was a baby, he had problem when he was a teen, he had problem when he was adolescent, he had problem when he was adulthood, he had problem when he was old. So he had all these problems. Now he was like basically cast out. He was like outcast. He was like an outcast, living down in the bottom of society. He was like cast out of from his family, from his brother. He was just, even his marriage, well, his father-in-law, his mother-in-law didn't like him, so he had a lot of stuff going from him. So his household, even like his brother didn't like him, his father didn't like him, so he had a lot of things coming in his directions. And it said that Jacob was left alone, and he wrestled a man, or the scripture said it's a man, but most people determine this man as an angel. And he and the man had a wrestling match, and he held the man so tightly that, or the angel, that it was coming on. It was like his whole night, like it was midnight, and it was coming to daybreak. And the angel said, "Hey, I think I need to go now." And Jacob held on the angel and didn't want to let go. And so, when I was young, when I read this scripture, I thought that, many years ago when I was young, that holding the angel and trying to grab him and say, "Hey, bless me. I won't let you go until you bless me," I thought was something, special or something good. But as I mature and I begin to think differently, I understand that this part was not so much on God's mind. God was not, like for example, God don't want you to wrestle him and fight him. What I mean by wrestle and fight him is that, let me give a good example. That you hold on in Christianity, say, "God, if I serve you, well, you can bless me, you can give me a house, you can give me a family." We don't serve God for things, or manipulate God. If I serve you, you can bless me or give me a good job, And I thought when I was young, hold on God, pray till God bless you. Well, that is not exactly the strategy that God given us, given mankind. And so Jacob had a frame, and what I'm saying, a frame, he had a concept of what the truth is. And everybody have a frame in their intellect, a frame. And what do I mean by frame? You fit into your frame, you fit your logics, your ideas you have learned from your mentality, from your school, or from your family. And so you put it into this frame and you lock it off, and so nobody else can change your thought or thinking. Your mind is already made up, right? So you frame up a concept. And so Jacob already frame up how he think God is. And so he already confirmed the facts. He already say, hey, I know all the facts, you can't give it to me. Somebody saying that you can't handle it. When somebody say you can't handle it, are you ready for the truth? You can't handle the truth. And when somebody explain that to you, is that the truth will kill you. The truth, if I tell you the truth, you'd get into a problem. And so this young man is having a problem in his life. So his name Jacob. And what his name Jacob really mean? It means supplanter. It means crook. It means con artist. And so this man is a kind of con art. And if somebody is placing you in a place, or people in the environment or the community is calling you heel grabber, you see, the only thing that you can grab is just heel or the foot. It's like mean that you only grabbing for things down at the bottom. You don't want to reach out too far. And you see, his understanding of what is framing his mind. We have taught in school, we have learned from his family, and so he is going around with a limitless of understanding. And so he is wrestling this angel, and he's thinking, hey, this is good, I'm going to hold him, I'm going to fight him. You see, you understand? See, his name is Jacob. He was grabbing things since he is small. He always tricking everybody. He always conning everybody to get his way. From even when he was a baby, he grabbed onto his brother heel because he don't want his brother. His brother was forced to come out. He wanted to come out first. And so from small, he wanted to grab things. And so he wanted the easy way out. And for example, like somebody in poverty, for 3 generations, their parents in poverty, their parents in poverty, they in their mind, they're poor already, nothing can change them. And so they frame off in their mind a poverty mentality. And so like a criminal from generation, his father was a criminal and his father was a criminal. So everything that he learned, right, he learns from his family, and so he frame it, oh, life is criminal, so he think as a criminal. And so Jacob had this frame of mentality to grab and hold things. And so this is why he is now grabbing this angel and holding on in him. Now, this is what God wanted for him. Now let's go on into the story. And so Jacob was wrestling the angel, and the angel realized that he cannot overpower Jacob. It's not that he can't overpower him. I think he don't want to hurt him. So he is waiting on Jacob to get understanding of who God is. And Jacob is living in denial. Jacob is living in denial. So the man take his hands and just hold his thigh and just push it out. And he is not holding on the guy. And so like God is trying to get some of you because of your frame, your thoughts where you have in, and he's living on in denial. So Jacob believed that everything in life he had to do is trick or the con or the snatch from people or use like a hammer approach and hit everything, hammer and break things. He believed that there is his approach, and he's living in denial. And so he is the man push out his thigh outside, and he's still living in denial. He's still holding on the guy. The guy is trying to get his attention, and he is thinking, the guy says, hey, what is your name? And he said, my name is Jacob. You see, God is this. Well, why is it Jacob? God is trying to get your attention. Where are you right now? What is in your thoughts? What you frame up? What did you learn from? If you was a convict, if you were slow in school, if people told you that you are negative, people are telling you that you can't become nothing. And so it's gifted him in this frame of mind. And so people are telling you that you cannot become a great person, or you can do excellent, or you can go back to school, or you can excel great. So they frame you up on this for many generations. So now he is living in a place of denial. For example, when you see somebody in addiction, like somebody using crack or cocaine, or get addicted by drug, or addicted by illegal substance, right? They are living in denial. You see, because they frame up this, like for example, somebody who are living in, like for example, somebody who are a drunkard. They believed all heaven and God that this rum bottle helps them. I meet people like that said, hey, if I don't get this thing, I can't work, I can't think, I can't do anything. So they are living in denial. And who have taught them this? So we don't have to re-educate them, retrain their thinking, redirect their vision and their purpose. And we can go into this. And so just Jacob is living in denial. And so he is in a place of denial. What is your name, Jacob? You see? What is your name, Jacob? What Jacob mean? It means supplanter, it means crook. And so the angel is trying to get to him. What is your name? And he figuring it out. What is your name? Crook, supplanter, heel grabber. I only go for the things at the bottom. Grab the knee, grab the heel. It's not that he don't want to go for things on top, but he is trained in this particular way. And so the angel is trying to get to his attention. What is your name? He's living in denial. People have told him. His parents have called him heel grabber, right? Heel snatcher, supplanter. And so they have placed in this thing, the culture have called him so, and everybody in the community has embraced this culture towards him, that he is a crook, he's a thief. But God is thinking different about this man. So God is saying, what is your name? So God is trying to get his attention. Hey, the denial that you live in, I want you to come out, pop out. What is your name? Okay, people said about you. So let's go on and see what God is saying about this man now. You see, denial is one of the biggest hindrances in people. It's very difficult to motivate them because they are living so in denial. Like somebody tells somebody, hey, stop smoking crack. It's difficult because they are living in denial, and it's very hard to motivate them. When a person is demoralized and feeling hopeless and powerless about a seeming impossible situation, the common response is depression and defeatism, and denial are his defense. And so when a person is living in this denial, he is really defeated, he is demoralized. People demoralize Jacob and say, hey, you are a criminal, you are a thief. They damage him. He is hopeless, he is desperate. So you got to understand the place that he is in. And so when he is now grabbing on this angel, he is desperate, he is hopeless, and he have no power. And so he is crushed and he is destroyed by society. And so he's trying to do it in his own way, what he knows best. And so the man is now talking to him, hey, you will no longer be called Jacob, but you will be called Israel, because you have wrestled with God and with man. Now you see, he wrestled with God and with man. So you gotta understand, he wrestled with God and with man. He always fighting with man. He always in a struggle with man. And he was always struggling with God. And so God is now trying to break free for him, help him, motivate him, and give him more understanding. So now God is trying to relate to Jacob. God is trying to give him a new vision, a new purpose, a new idea, a new way of thinking. God is trying to give him hope where there is no hope, where there is hopelessness. God is trying to make sense out of nonsense. And so God wants a relationship. And so if you are struggling today with an addiction, you need a mentor or somebody that to help you. It's not, you don't have to get, like, for example, like an angel wrestler with you, but you gotta get somebody that will motivate you. No, it's easy speaking now, yes, but I know it's very difficult to do. So you gotta get somebody that can motivate you, help you, that you can see somebody that doing this thing. And so God is saying, hey, you will be no longer called Jacob, but Israel. So first you got to get a purpose, a vision of what you want to do. And so, you know, somebody for years out there in drugs is difficult. But we don't have to re-educate them. And so God is now re-educating Jacob. God is giving a new habit. God is now teaching him a new habit, a new vision. God is now teaching him a new way of life, a new motivation, a new model. And so God is telling him, you will be called Israel. So Israel means prince, father of a nation. You can be father of many nations, many people, many things. And so God is now giving him a structure. God is now setting up a blueprint. God is now giving him a blueprint, a handout of what he's supposed to do. And so now the re-education is that when you was re-educated, like for example, when somebody who live in poverty for many, many, many years and they think that they can't come out of it. So now God is giving a new purpose to him. Hey, you know, I don't want you to be called by that name, the hopeless name, the name of poverty, that name of struggle, but I want you to name the name of Prince. You are now God is now motivating him. God is giving him a new vision, a new understanding, a new structure. And you see, the thing is very beautiful about God. And so if you do not, even if you want to change your life and you want to come out from banned substances, you need a mentor. You need somebody strong. You need God to help you. And so let me give you an example of a nice story. And some of the world's greatest, you know, businessmen, brilliant, poor scientists came to find some of the world solutions, some of the problem in the world to find solution for it. And some of the greatest mind came for a meeting a few years ago. And so what they want to solve some problem on earth that they can find solution to it. And one of the things that they find that in United States of America, they are spending billions of dollars in medical care, health care. So it was astonishing. The American economy was spending at $2.1 trillion on health care. And it was you know, astonishing thing that people did not get better. People was the same way still. People did not change. And so the few habit was they were smoking, they were lack of exercise, they were overeating, and most of their heart were basically clogged up. Most of these people had to go into the hospital and get surgery done in these arteries, these black arteries in their heart. And one of this surgery will normally cost up to $100,000 US. And you imagine that nearly about 500,000 people does this surgery per year. Over 1.5 million people in America do like a bypass or a coronary bypass where they do grafting, and it costs a lot of money. And so the American economy or the American hospital, they make a total of $60 million upon these arteries surgeries. And so knowing all this information, the people still didn't care. They live how they want, they drink what they want, they smoke what they want, less exercise, and they know all of this happening, and they care less about it. And so the information that they had, they pay no attention to it. And so the three things before we close, the three things that I was talking about today, we were talking about relating to people, and you need to have a community that you can relate to. And for example, if you are a person that addicted to alcohol, you don't go and still live in that community, but you try to move out of that community and try to go and to deal with people who are sober. For example, you want to stop drinking, you don't go with people who drinking all the time. You can try to relate to people who do not drink, and this is the kind of role model that you want to inspire you from do not drinking. And so the people and the community that you are around that can help you. For the second rule that we need to be used, we need to be repetitive. And what repetitive means is that you need to have coach that can inspire you, help you making good choice. Over repetitive means you gotta try it again, do it again. One time you do it, it's not gonna work out. But it mean repetitive mean trying and trying again till it work out. Dealing with, for example, when I was very young, I had a friend who, used to think very mature, and so being with him a lot, how we begin to see things, it helped me to navigate my, thinking how I normally think. I normally think very foreign, but when he thinks, he sees it in a seven different angle. I used to see it in one way, and it could being with him, around him, to see how we see these 7 things, and he explained it. And so being around people that can help you with these kind of problem. And so thank you for looking. This is a Vortical Stream. This is Lianto Mohammed, and we will see you next week. Stay tuned. Give me that like, press that button, and we will continue into next week.